Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every scene. Days go by. It's the bigger love of the family.
Welcome into another beautiful episode of Chief Talk. It's your wonderful live show host every Thursday, Chief and Bob the Cigar Guy here in studio. We are here, season 6, episode 6. These cigars aren't going to smoke themselves. That's right, they're not going to smoke themselves, so we're going to smoke them. And I want to know, before we get into all of our familiarities, what are you smoking? What are you drinking? Tonight, I am going to be busting into this Papa Saka, my number one cigar of the year. Bob the Cigar Guy, what are you popping into over there?
I'm rocking on the Liga 10 Anniversario.
Oh.
But I have on the Aganorsa hat. My next stick will be an Aganorsa cigar, and then maybe we'll get into the Villiger 1888 Nicaragua.
You're looking for 3 cigars in the show. Woo! I pulled out the one. I mean, I've got some. Actually, you did not turn your phone volume down, by the way.
I did.
No, you didn't.
You don't like that sound?
I like hearing myself over and over again. So welcome in Hunter Otts. Is it?
Yeah, it's down.
Hunter Otts was first. Gary Zanstra coming in with a hello, everyone. Jay Bates, welcome in. Adam Wolf from the grave, welcome in. I'm sure that's doing numbers for the microphone. Bob Ellis, what's going on? Banker John, Michael Zakovec, Charles Adamson, Bob Ellis, Stogie, Sister Rick Carroll with a Dr. Pepper in an Undercrown shade, Ronnie Augustine with the what's going on, guys? Bob Ellis is smoking a Romeo by Romeo y Julieta. You can't shut it off all the way. So if now swipe down on the top of your screen, and it should pull up your whole menu. Can you push that volume button down any farther?
It's as far as it goes.
Well, we're just going to have to deal with hearing me secondhand. Hopefully it doesn't pick up in the microphone. Adam Wolf's got an El Mago Miami Art Deco version with some Ron Abuelo 5-year rum. Granville Frampton, what's going on? Adam Wolf with the Hey Stogie Sister. Scott Diamond, my man. Oh, by the way, 22 people. We are 6 consecutive streak weeks in. Bob the Cigars, he's messing with his nice, cute little microphone over there.
Oh.
John Weiss, Drew Estate Freestyle Live 2024 in a bush. Grandma Frampton, it's going great. How are you doing? Adam Wolf, Chief, might I say the beard is looking luscious tonight. Thank you. It's growing on me.
Wow.
John Ryan says he's had a New World by AJ Fernandez today. Which New World? Was it the regular OG New World or was it the Dorado? Listening to you cough over there made me want to cough. Jay Bates got a Rogue Peppermint. I did have a nice lounge exclusive Underground box press earlier. Maybe a Papa's Fritas here in a bit. Sorry, goodness. Now I'm okay.
Let's get them all out.
Actually, I do have another cough coming. Hold on. What's the use in having cutaways that I spend all this time making and have the ability to use if I don't use them to cough every once in a while? So going back, Jay Bates has got a Rogue Peppermint. Did have a nice lounge exclusive Undercrown box press earlier. Maybe a Papa's Fritas here in a bit. Kermit Frampton says, you ever get down to the Low Country? Not normally. John Ryan said box press. So I'm not sure if that... I mean, I know the Dorado comes in a box press. I don't know if the other AJ, the regular OG, comes in a box press or not. Charles Adamson says the beard is accentuated by the Carhartt beanie. That's right. This is my... Did you know that Home Depot is now a legitimate Carhartt distributor?
Yeah, because they don't sell like Lowe's does, so they have to put something in the aisles.
Okay. But no, they have a nice full selection of Carhartt, which the only other place near me that carries any Carhartt that I'm aware of is Tractor Farm Supply, and they don't really have that great a selection either. So we roll with the Home Depot car section. Also, Lowe's does not carry Milwaukee Tool, so I spend most of my home improvement money at the Home Depot.
Lowe's doesn't carry Ryobi either.
Lowe's does.
No, they don't. Home Depot does.
I thought Lowe's carried Ryobi. Mm-hmm. Actually, did you know it's actually technically Ryobi?
Not in my country. It's not. It's Ryobi. It's Bovita. That was fun.
I caught it.
Well, you would have caught that in your beard, and it would have just...
I caught it. I caught that thing. Mike Morton says, just discovered Apostate cigars. You guys ever smoked one? Had a desert, and it was amazing. I have not, but I did. I saw Apostate cigars sometime last year and did a little digging into them and saw that a lot of their cigars are based off of like Mormon teachings and things like that.
Really?
But no, I've never gotten into the... Adam Wolf and Bob Ellis are spokespersons for BC headache powder. Zachariah Morrison about to light up an El Pulpo. So excited. Oh, yeah. Number 3 cigar for both Bob the Cigar Guy and I. Fantastic cigar.
Absolutely.
Marty C says Carhartt equals Stanley mug. I mean, sure. Duran73 say, yo, how are y'all doing?
What is the big Stanley mug thing?
Well, so,
it's a big cup.
Yeah, I mean it's no more special than a Yeti or any.
It's cheaper, right?
No, it's Yeti price. It's expensive. I one of the selling points that Shanna got me on when she first wanted one was it is tall and the handle is up high, so you can set a handled mug in your coffee cup holder in your car.
That's why it's narrow at the bottom.
And so, well, other cups, they don't have handles on them. And so some people like the handles instead of having to wrap their big old hand around.
Yeah, but you can buy the Yeti handles, right?
You can, but they're still too low to sit in the thing. So you can buy them without handles, you can buy them with handles.
If I'm not mistaken, Yeti had the copyright on the vacuum, because that's the way it stays cold, is because the vacuum, the negative
they don't
pressure
have the copyright on it.
I thought they had a patent on it, and their patent ran out, and so now everybody is using the same technology.
No, I don't think so. I think that it was patent pending, because you see a lot of that on a lot of stuff, patent pending. And so Arctic and other companies went out there and started making knockoff Yeti stuff. The big fuss about Stanley is, well, Stanley has been around forever because Stanley made the thermoses, the big green thermoses,
which were made with glass.
And so that's been around. But then Stanley decided, let's go ahead and make a different kind of cup. And it caught on the craze. And it seems to be that women love that cup more than maybe it was ever intended to. I don't know. Maybe it was intended to be a route into the women's market.
But hitting that market, that's not stupid.
Stanley, like I said, Stanley's been around for decades, generations, and Stanley has been revitalized and repumped. And you have people out there who are like, can't buy Stanley anymore because it used to be a working man's brand. Kind of like when people turn their nose up to Carhartt, they're like, you got all these hipsters out here wearing Carhartt because it's fashionable. Back in my day, Carhartt was for people who was working on the trains. Like, okay, what about Levi's? Levi's used to be the working man's jean, and then they started to be $750 a pair of jeans because they were triple stitched and red ribbon and blah 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 blah.
They have a ton of patents, but I didn't see a patent for the vacuum system, the negative pressure system.
So Charles Adamson says plantation pineapple infused rum in a Corona Constantine. Ooh. Bob Ellis says our school banned the Stanley mugs because so many girls were fighting about them. So it's like the new Pokemon card. They banned Pokemon cards when I was in school because everybody was doing unfair trades. And I'll tell you what, Jackson, my son, he's a salesman, man. He's been trading all of his Pokemon cards he doesn't want for these little slap wrist Beanie Baby things that every kid got at school for some promotion or whatever. And every kid gets a different one. There's like 10 different ones. So you only got one. So Jackson found out that some people wanted some of his Pokemon cards. So he started checking Pokemon cards for slap bracelets. And then I went into his bedroom the other day and saw he had a bunch of them across his bed. And I was like, where'd you get all these from? Because he always gets another one from Shanna. Because Shanna gets one as a teacher.
She gets a special one, or she just
gets one. And so this Joker would have been trading his Pokemon cards he didn't want for Pokemon or for slap bracelets.
He got that Finley hustle.
Bob Ellis says I used the Ozark Trail mug. I had an Ozark Trail mug that I got from North Greenville.
That's Walmart, right? Ozark Trail.
Yeah. But it's the knockoff version. The Arctic RTIC, they're a knockoff version too. Marty C says, and they come in pink. It's fair to say, Marty C. It looks like he's got the Dojo black belt around his profile picture for YouTube.
That's pretty impressive.
Congratulations on that. Said they grew sales 10% or 10 times. So hey, there you go. I mean, you can grow sales 2 times.
Controversy sells, right?
It's not even controversial. I don't think it's controversial.
Well, it became controversial, evidently. It became, because I did not get into the mess with it, but it kept coming up on my feed.
It's a dope cup. I'm not a fan of it because it is so big. So, but the Yetis are big. I mean, Yeti cups are big. I'm more of a mug kind of guy. When I'm going around, the only thing I'm drinking anymore right now is black coffee, water, and then the Ghost drinks because they're 0 carbs or 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar.
There's some monsters like that too.
Yeah, these taste a lot better.
Yeah, I don't like monsters.
And so when I'm in my truck, I don't drink anything except like tonight I got my water from Hardee's. And then when we go to church, I've got a nice Yeti It's about this tall, but it's a tall coffee cup that Jessica Brandt got me for my birthday 4 or 5 years ago. I love that thing. It's awesome.
You take drinks in church?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
But Jesus is the living water.
And he ain't the living coffee.
If you have Jesus, you will thirst no more. Isn't that what it is? I didn't think you're supposed to drink water in church.
That's spiritually, brother. That ain't physically.
Okay.
Zachariah says 2 questions: straight cut or V cut, and triple flame or single flame. So I prefer the guillotine. I straight cut about 95% of the time, and Bob the Cigar Guy V cuts over there. Now, when it comes to lighter preference, I don't know if you might have a lighter preference.
That's the cutter.
That's the SV, so that has the straight cut on one side and the V cut on the other.
Well, see, I like single jets because they're smaller.
Yeah, but you don't want to have to light your cigar for space. But when you have multiple jets, if you're outside in the wind, the more jets, the better you're going to be able to light your cigar.
I prefer this Paleo Pistola. It's a double jet. It's very nice.
What? A
double jet. It's very nice with a very large fuel receptacle with a very big dial right there. You can see through it, so it's real easy to know how much fuel you have at any time. And if I'm not correct, very soon there will be a Bob the Cigar Guy logo on this side and a Chief logo on that side.
I actually just found my Palio lighter Pistola.
Really?
Yeah. I found a bag which had the Palio Pistola in it, a couple things of matches, and then another bag inside of it that had all of my Founders cigars in it.
That's funny. I couldn't find. Now I've lost it. There it is. I couldn't find, and I know you can't find yours. The new Calibri Triple Jet right there, but I had taken a cool picture of it in my toolbox. And I left it in the toolbox when I got done taking the pictures. And I was like, where's that lighter? I want to take pictures with it. And I couldn't find it for weeks and weeks. And then I went into that drawer last week and I said, oh, there it is.
That's funny. No, mine got stolen out of my truck. So with the El
Calibri, so good it gets stolen.
Yeah, right. He said for the El Pulpo. So for the El Pulpo, I would say guillotine it. But I say guillotine for 100% of your cigars, unless you don't. Obviously, it's whatever you want to do. I just prefer the guillotine cut, and then just don't over torch the sides of your cigar.
I don't know if this is everybody can get it, but this is an El Pulpo lighter, right? It's got the fuel in there. But the coolest thing about this lighter is when you flip it up, this light comes on. That's electric that you charge with your electric thing. You push the igniter, and it starts your flame.
Now put it out.
That's the only way it goes out.
That's the only way to
Either that or you blow it out. But as soon as you open it up, it starts. Yeah. Listen.
Charles Adams says, didn't Saturday Night Live do a bit on the Stanley Cups? I don't watch Saturday Night Live. Marty C. Ozarks work great for $6. Oh, for sure. I'm not knocking them. I don't knock any of the cups. It's
cups is cups.
Cups are cups. And the Stanleys work well. My wife is a water snob, so she won't drink water like from the tap, and she really doesn't like to drink water that doesn't have ice in it. And so since she's a school teacher, she'll go to the cafeteria in the morning and fill it up with ice and then get the filtered water from the school, and then she'll refill her water throughout the day as she finishes out her cup, and she'll come home and she'll have half a thing of ice left, and then I go in there and start scooping out pieces so that I can have some ice too.
You don't have ice at your house?
Not an ice maker like you guys have. No, there is an ice maker.
Cubes,
we just,
right?
We have an ice maker down in the freezer. But I don't care. I just kind of snack on ice. I don't need ice.
Is it chewy ice?
No. Mike Carter says, leave a like. Hi, guys. Hey, Mike Carter. Animal says, whichever I'm in the mood for, but as long as it gets me to smoke a cigar, he's good with it. Sim says, Jesus loves wine. He sure does. And I'm sure he loved coffee if he'd have been in South America. Animal says, come on, people. We got 21 watching, only 10 likes. Yeah, we got 27. there goes the cigar guy's whole entire setup. So I'm gonna go solo here for a minute. Dan Burns says he's gonna send a pic of what he's smoking tonight on Messenger. I must have sent it to your Messenger.
He did.
Stogie Sister says, you already know I smashed that like button. Screaming Tobacco says, what's good, fam? After sitting in traffic for 2.5 hours, Chief and BTCG are a sight for tired eyes. Well, kick back, relax, and light something up, my brother. We are here to entertain. Bob Ellis says he likes the single flame. I like single flame too. I think if I had to be picky,
Suck your butt.
I think if I had to be picky,
Suck your butt. Man, I'm thinking of bad words over there.
I would say probably a dual flame torch. I liked my new Calibri lighter. Stop. Don't mess my setup just because you can't get yours in order over there. But yeah, I prefer either one or two. Sim says, love my single flame Jetline lighter. Great to light and for touch-ups. And I think that's one of the things I like about a single flame is the touch-up ability. You don't overcook the cigar.
We've got to do something about this.
Dan Burns says, sent Bob the pic on Messenger of what I'm smoking tonight. Bob Ellis says, still waiting on the BTCG lighter. Charles Adamson says, original Monster is like Red Bull. Tastes horrible at first, but then you get hooked on it. I used to drink all the flavors, but now only original 0 sugar or low carb. Now we're back. You ready to be back?
I'm good.
Now, if you don't want to hear that sound, you can just get back on your computer and you can reorientate your setup.
Is that what you'd like?
No, I mean, you said you had to fix. Why the microphone's right in front of your face? By the way, you can't even see half of it. I mean, I prefer it that way. There you go.
You were talking about the Jetline single jet I saw, and this is one of my Jetline single jets, and I do.
Thanks for putting it in the camera.
Oh, sorry. I do. I am discombobulated. I'm telling you because
I was struggling last week with all the words.
I'm just. I get something set up the way I always have it set up, and I don't have to worry about it. I have to run Popio, set it, and forget it. And I'm doing so many changes right now that it's just. If you could see what was in front of me, I got boxes right here. I got Steven's lens light right there. He's got his tripod right there. I've got my tripod here. I've got this microphone here. It's just
my stuff doesn't take up much room at all.
You
still have more than half the studio.
Look,
I'm just over here in my little.
If I make a mistake, I'm kicking your stuff. I'm having to sit just right, straddling these dang things. It's just the struggle.
Dan Burns says, also want to say thank you to Chris for sending all that delicious stuff from Hawaii.
Yeah.
So your sister said no cigars here, cooking dinner. Sean Crawley, what's going on? Charles says, sorry for that, Brian. No time to drive in SoCal with this crazy weather. They've been having some crazy rain and winds over there. Let's see. Jetline has a great single flame lighter.
Yeah, that's one I just showed.
And then he said, "Rip BTCG." Yeah, the whole entire system just went over. Michael Carter, Bob's down. Scott Diamond, Bob goes down. Sean Crawley with the Bob fell over.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Bob Ellis says they just added an ice maker in our teacher's lounge. My wife didn't use ice at school for 28 years. Now she's down there several times a day. John Wise says, is Bob okay? Nope. Bob Ellis says, better hit the life alert.
That life call.
Michael Carter is smoking a Casa Fuente. Ooh. I don't know if I said it or not, but I'm smoking the Papa Saka this evening. My number one cigar of the year.
You did say you're smoking it, and then you dropped it out your beard almost.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Simmons says, at least Bob didn't have a wardrobe malfunction. No, that's true. We can count our many blessings there. Bob Ellis says, the Romeo is actually pretty good. Then Mike Carr says, looks like a comfy chair. Is that a comfortable chair by the cigar guy?
Yes. Bought it used from an exterminator. They closed out their offices.
I guess you don't have to worry about bugs in it.
And I got the chairs that Steven used to sit in, the half round brown chairs.
No, I'm sitting in one.
Are you? So Steven's sitting in one of those chairs, so he's not going to have termites in his tuchus. And then I've got this one, which it is very comfortable.
High backed.
Makes me feel fancy.
His chair and my chair are the same exact height. I'm just so much taller than he is that you just can't see the rest of the chair.
Really?
Zachariah Morrison says the El Pulpo is great. Brian says it's been crazy lately. Today was just plain of human stupidity, though. Sammy Flo, my boy. Good evening, gentlemen. And then Charles agrees with the amount of stupidity there is to go around in Southern California. Now, what cigar would you say you were smoking over there?
I am smoking an Aganorsa Leaf, Rare Leaf. It's the red label. I'm not sure if that signifies.
Habano, I believe. So not the one that we both put on our top 20 lists, and not the one that made the consensus list.
It's the first one I've ever smoked. It's not bad.
That was the Rare Leaf Maduro.
A little bit heavy on the Habano, though. It's a little bit stronger than what I expect.
I might be wrong. It might not be Habano. I can't remember completely off the top of my head. I am not an Aganorsa true acolyte yet. So the screen is so much bigger. I can actually see more of the stream now, which is nice.
Is your computer screen bigger than your old one?
Yeah. So Rick Carroll and Adam Wolkowski, thank you.
Speaking of that, they don't know you have a new computer.
The love button on Facebook. In Asim, Randy, Chad, Dan, and Nick Stevenson, thank you for hitting the like button over on Facebook as well. If I could see the YouTube ones, I would say thank you. So I'm sure with how many people are over on YouTube currently? 19 people on YouTube currently. I'm sure there's 19 likes going on over there. John Y says, any new sticks coming out you guys are looking forward to trying? I don't think I've heard anything that's coming out yet. I know you had said you were kind of interested in the ZZ Top.
The ZZ Top cigar. Yeah.
But no, I don't think I've heard anything yet that makes me say, ooh, can't wait to get my hands on that.
Well, everybody will push the month before PCA. They'll start the buzz.
There wasn't much released out of TPE that I saw.
Now, I talked to a fella today that went to TPE, and he said TPE was dead.
It looked it.
He said he got to spend an hour to an hour and a half talking with almost every shop he went, every retailer, every cigar manufacturer that he went and sat down with.
Yeah,
and he was sitting with the bigwigs of the companies. They had nothing to do.
Yeah, because you had Puro Sabor the weekend before TPE, and there were a ton of companies that were down there doing that. Hoyt Nicaragua, Foundation, Drew Estate was doing their stuff down there. Aroma Craft was doing stuff.
My father was probably down there too.
I'm not sure. I mean, all the Nicaraguan brands, but they were, it was a whole entire weekend of, having reps and all your people down there and whatnot.
That was great.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. It made me think though, like, where do you stay when you do Puro Sabor? Because like when we went to Nicaragua, we went down with Drew Estate, so we stayed with Drew Estate
on there.
So I don't imagine when you do. I mean, maybe when you buy your tickets through Puro Sabor, they have like spots booked out for, like you can book.
Now they have some nice hotels down there, from what we had heard when we went down there. Because not everybody stayed at the estate.
Charles Adamson says, "Well, you popped off and popped back up. Did somebody call you?"
Nope.
Got to use my emergency generator for the first time last night. Power's out for 8 hours. I was the only house on the block with all my lights on. Hopefully, you had internet too.
I was looking to get a generator for the house, a full house generator, and it was going to cost like $30,000 complete. But it was going to be, when the lights went out, everything came on just like the lights were on. It was not a half and half. And when the guy talked to us, he goes, "Look, you have underground utilities. All our wires are underground
For the neighborhood.
Huh?
For the neighborhood.
Right, for the neighborhood. And they said, so you really don't need a generator. Have you ever had power out? And we've been here, God, 8, 9, 10 years now. And I think we've had power out one time where we had to be concerned. And so it was only out for like 7 or 8 hours or something like that. We went and got a hotel room, so it was hot. So they talked us out of it. That's all First Lady needed to hear was we don't need to spend that $30,000 because we really don't need it.
So Scott Diamond says, jealous of you guys smoking. Just had to light up an H99 Flying Pig.
Nice.
Woo! Dan Burns says he's smoking a DTT Sin Compromiso, smoking and drinking some Midnight Moon Moonshine Apple Pie flavor.
All right.
Nice. Dan Burns got it popping over there on the West Coast.
Yes, he does.
A Sim says, Bob needs a full-time tech support person with him. Not it.
That's why he's called Chief, because he's the editor-in-chief. He's supposed to do all this tech stuff.
Yeah, but
and he slowly just started to say, Dad, you can do that. Here, let me show you how to do it. You can do that. And it's just,
You know what happens if I'm not here one day? You got to be able to do it if I'm not here.
No. That's like saying if I wasn't here, you'd have to do hundreds of reviews a year. We're like Siamese twins in that we have to be together.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be complaining if I had to do all the reviews, like you're complaining about.
Yes, you would. You'd complain.
No, so it did kind of sort of get mentioned. I got a new computer. My my old MacBook Air has slowly been taking the crap out over the past 6-8 months. Just after PCA last year, and we've been limping it through, and we've had the live streams where it's the camera goes off, and then I'm completely out of stream, and then Bob's on the stream, and then I have to come back on, through that mention. We've had the issues with the audio where we had to run audio through him instead of running it through me. Now, Steven has a MacBook Pro with the M3 Pro chip in it. So,
and no need for a dongle.
Well, actually, that's not true.
Oh, God. I thought you said
so
you didn't need a dongle.
I don't if our USB accessories were USB-Cs. But all of our USB accessories are regular USBs. So, like, with the microphones, we could buy the USB-C cable. We could do that. I think we actually have USB-C cables for the microphones that we can do that with. But the camera is a regular USB-C. And so I have the dongle plugged in, but I don't have power going through my dongle now. Where it was, I had to have the power going through the dongle, everything else in the dongle, and if something got shifted around in there, everything would freak out. Now, power is all through its own. And Apple, thank God, fixed the problem with their power port. They used to have what was called MagSafe, where it was magnetically charged. It would attach with a magnet. And that's how my old MacBook Air was, and loved it, because if you had your MacBook Air or any of them up and somebody ran through the line, it would pop off the computer instead of pulling your computer across the room or snatching the thing out of the wall. Well, the last MacBook Air I had, they changed it to where it was plugged into the computer again. And that was such a complaint for so many people, and they've gone back to the MagSafe. So, Simmons says, how many times can you say dongle before it comes weird? As long as you don't make eye contact, it doesn't get weird. Adam Wolf says, no matter what happens, the dongle will be to blame. Well, that is true. I still have the dongle here to blame currently. Dan Burns says, you really need to call that something. That's what it's called. That is what it is. So I'm going to call it the dongle, because that's what it is. And I'm currently using it right now. But it's nice not having to worry about all the other stuff with the stream. Before the show started, I was running through and I was doing tests with the brands. And on my old computer, when I went to click stuff like this, to pull up for the stream, it would take a couple clicks to get it to pull up for me. And then sometimes I would go to click it because it didn't pull up, and then it would recognize the second click after it already pulled up and then pull down, and then have to pull it back up again. So I can get into this weird situation of spitter sputtering back and forth, of it not working right. And it works right. So your sister says dongle, it's tradition. That's right.
And your computer's much faster now.
Much faster.
So you can edit 3 times as many videos in the same time as it takes to do one.
The editing process is still the same. I can't edit any faster. I can process faster.
Upload.
I can process it off of the software onto my computer, and then I can upload it from my computer to the internet faster than I could before.
Have you uploaded anything large yet?
Large, no. I did I also got a new lens for the camera, a macro lens. And one of the first things I did with it was shoot some video of my fire pit one night. I was sitting out there.
I got a light bulb.
I was trying to get pictures of my a light bulb.
I got a light bulb.
Yeah. You got a microphone in front of you.
Microphone's not even real.
2 new tube lights. It's real. It's just not plugged in. 2 new tube lights.
I got a light bulb.
Sim says, does the size of the dongle matter? Not here. Great thing about dongles, it doesn't get smaller when it gets cold. So, Sim says, dongle palooza. But no, I got the new macro lens for the Sony, and so I shot a video with it in the fire, and then processed it on my computer, and then airdropped it over to my phone, and much faster, much faster. But it was only a 15-second clip. So normally it wouldn't have taken very long on my old computer. It would have taken 10, 15 seconds to process. It took no time at all to process.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of that lens,
Christy Whitmore says we're funny. Thank you.
You took a picture of your fancy cutter, and it was so crisp. I mean, the graphic, such small letters, came out so clear. It was remarkably different.
That's one of the cool things about the macro lens is you can get really close to things, but you can also dial in, especially with we won't get into it, but the f-stop on the lens allows it to focus on such a small area, where it brings out a lot of the let's see,
details.
Yeah. I'm gonna come over here and grab the photo because I think it's on my computer. Oh, it's not on my computer. Did I edit on my old one? I might have edited. Yeah, I did edit on my old one. I did take. Dan Burns will appreciate this. Let's see. Talk about something for a second there, Bob Cigar Guy.
Well, as you can see, the backdrop has changed. It has changed because we are striving to have better quality. And so through all the research Chief has done and some of the research I've done, these are the kind of backdrops that people are doing now with the accent bulb and with a gray background. Now there's going to be lights back there. They're going to light up the back, and it's going to change it a little bit. But we're really trying to dial in on the craft. We're trying to hone in on it. I said in the video today that'll go out later this week, probably Sunday, I think it is, that, we probably spend 30 hours a week doing Bob the Cigar Guy channel stuff for 8 years now. And in doing that, we need to get better and better and better. So
I was trying to get it to where I don't want to put it there. Let me come back over here. Present. That's what I can do. Continue.
I'm just waiting for you to pop things up and throw things around. So, but like I was saying, we're trying to do better. Right now, as you can see, my things are falling over and things aren't exactly the way they should be because we're in that process of trying to figure it out. And I'm the one doing most of the figuring on my side, and so it's going to take a long time because my figure doesn't work as good as it used to. That is for sure.
So I can put this up as so this is one of the shots I took with the macro lens, and that's the William Henry cutter. That's the handle, and so that's the how I was able to get super duper close up on that.
And it's neat how it's. I mean, that handle's only 2 inches long, and half of it's out of focus.
So that's the F value with
Right.
the whole. It's such a small plane of focus. Up close, the farther you get away, the more that you can get in focus. But when you're up that close, you can get something so small, so dialed in. And I could zoom in that picture even farther if I wanted to, really blow it up to just focus on just that if I wanted to.
Have you ever seen the cartoon videos where it'll show a pencil drawing, and then you zoom into a very tiny spot in the pencil drawing, and that turns into a whole different picture of a different part of the world, and then it draws in and it keeps drawing in. That I love watching that stuff. I don't understand how they could do that, but
yeah, those are really neat.
Those are cool.
Sim says BTCG Extreme Makeover. Charles Adamson did a little digging for us and said a dongle is a small piece of computer hardware that connects to a part of another device to provide it with additional functionality or enable a pass-through to such a device that adds functionality.
That sounds about right.
There you go.
Gives you more places to plug more stuff in.
Had two more. Sammy Flo and Christian Alvord hit the like button over on Facebook. Appreciate that greatly. John Weiss said there were 3 comments came in at the same time. Says I like the old look. I like this look a lot. Now this look is not as dialed in as it will be when he actually records his videos because he can't the camera software, the streaming software through his phone over there doesn't have as much dial-in ability as it does if he were doing it with like a like I'm on a webcam right now. Like I have a actual detached webcam from my computer that I'm streaming, and I can do 1080p, but it was like you have to approve this through Facebook first. And I was like, I'm not doing that tonight. So 720 this evening, but you're probably sitting over there at 480. But there's also some weird light compensation going on because it is much darker on that side of the room than let's see, let's have to spin this whole thing around. Yoink. Yoink. So it's much darker on that side of the room than what his camera shows. Weirdo. Get myself all fixed back up over here now. Little offset, it bothers me. Christy Whitmore says there are books with that same concept. Book is called Zoom. Dan Burns says Chief Boba tagged you on Facebook with the pic. Nice. I will make sure to go back and grab that once the show is over and show it some love. Dan Burns says great pic, Chief. Thanks, brother. A Sim says Bob will need a hair and makeup guy once all the new stuff goes in. Watch out, Hollywood.
Look, it ain't going. I'm never going to look good. I'm just going to look with a better backdrop.
Now, are you waiting until August to get your hair cut, Bob Cigar Guy?
No, I just haven't had time. I just put out. I only had 2 days off. I put out a ton of reviews. I had to wait on some packages and do some running around.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you were going to wait for Barber and Cigar Company to be your.
I'm not doing that again. Boy, that would be a mess.
Your hair would be about as long as my beard by then.
Which I've had my hair that long.
John Weiss says, what do you guys use for the smoke eater? It's right behind me, right here. It's the Rabbit Air A minus A3. Whoa. What the?
Oh, when you put your thumb up, if you do it just right, yeah. That's a new thing with the computer. And if you do a couple other things, it makes fireworks and it does all sorts of things.
With my computer?
With your with it'll do it on my phone too if I can get it to do.
You sure?
Yeah, because Sarah does it all the time. I can't stand it.
Oh, okay. Did not know that was a thing.
I knew more tech than he did. Mine won't do it.
No, because you're on your phone, not on the computer.
It works on the phone.
That's funny. I did not know that was a.
And if you hold your mouth out, you open your mouth real wide and stick out your tongue, it will. Watch, do it.
No, I'm not stupid.
It'll make little bubbles appear. Try it.
No. Let me Google this real quick. Hand gestures for MacBook Pro. That's multi-touch gesture. React with hand gestures on Mac. That's all like on my trackpad.
If you open your mouth real wide and stick out your tongue,
nope,
bubbles will come out.
Nope, not doing it. But this was cool. That was fun. I'm gonna have to get somebody in the stream one night about that.
It doesn't take much to excite the chief.
Jimmy, it says I'm back. Did I miss anything other than this glorious beard of Chief? Nope. You missed Bob's phone fall over. Christy said that was cool. It was cool. It was interesting. I'll have to cold in here. Get a couple of RGB AW wash lights to vary the drape background. So we got a couple RGB tubes that will be going into effect with streams eventually. Also got a light diffuser, a softbox light diffuser for my main studio light. So normally I'm like super bright and shiny. Tonight I'm gently lit. Sim says Chief will now be referred to as Katy Perry because of the fireworks.
Oh, that's funny.
Katy Perry doesn't have my shoulders. She wishes she did. Baba says this is quality content I'm here for. Christy Whitmore says, so Chief, how'd you get this name, Chief? So originally I was just the editor-in-chief here at the Bob the Cigar Guy YouTube channel. I wasn't on camera ever. And Dad would record his videos on his phone and he would send them to me, and then I would work them through my original MacBook Air on iMovie. And so when I would get referred to, Dad would just say the editor-in-chief, because Bob the Cigar Guy is my father. So he'd say the editor-in-chief, and it just turned around to getting called Chief.
Right.
And then 5 years ago, we started Chief Talk, just based off of the name.
5 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it'll be 5 full years in May.
See, Chief, it's his fault that we have a YouTube channel, because I went to a Save the Leaf event. The guy said he was going to send me some cigars to review, and I told him it was ridiculous. And he sent me 5 different cigars, and I said, well, I'm done reviewing them, then I'm done. I'll put them on Facebook. That's what he asked me to do. So by the second week, somebody else sent me 5 cigars. By the 5th week, somebody else sent me 10 cigars, and we just started going with it. And Steven said, I remember out on the porch, back when we had the small porch, he said, we need to put this on YouTube. And I said, that's a big waste, and I'm going to feel like a loser because nobody will subscribe, and I'll have no friends on the internet. And Steven said, I will do everything. You just shoot the video, you give me the video, and I will do it. And so that's how Chief became editor-in-chief. So a lot of it was the First Lady and Al. See? Now stick out your tongue.
No.
Stick out your tongue.
No. Oh, you're not catching me.
Stick out your tongue, I'm telling you.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
So the First Lady and Ala Peter were the ones that really got it started doing anything, and then Chief took it over to YouTube. It's been almost 10 years, not 8 years.
Yeah, it's not 10.
8 years.
Sim says, so you are the brains of this operation? It depends.
He's the tech guy.
It depends.
He helps with all the stuff. He keeps up with the trends of what needs to be done. It was his idea. I had thought about it, but it was his idea to come up with the gray backdrop and the light and all that stuff. And it's not dialed in 100%.
It'll never be dialed in for streaming unless if we completely get off StreamYard and fully integrate into like the streaming like I used to do, and then we start having big boy cameras that feed in. Then you start getting into okay, now we're dialing it in, but we need to make Chief Talk needs to bring in about another $10,000 before we do that annually. Dan Burns says 5 years. Wow, I've been watching years before that. Christy says, great story about your name. Love seeing this father-son sharing cigars and having fun. It's mostly fun. It's always cigars. Mac Berkson says, hey, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Hey,
Mackie B.
Mac Berkson. Well, if I put just a hand up, does it do anything? If I flip the bird?
No, but Mac deserves fireworks.
Oh, what was this? Aha.
Mac's here. Yay!
Sim says, so who's the beauty of this operation? Oh, it's me, obviously. The only guy on the screen right now. Let's see. Dan Burns says, when Bob was on the back porch in the closet shed.
In the tiny shed.
Bob Ellis says, you guys going to be on TikTok? Max says, oh, Adam Wolf in the house. Yeah, he's here. He's here. Adam Wolf says, Bob the Cigar Guy is the beauty. How does it feel having dudes hit on you over there?
Mm-mm. I'm the plow horse. He's a show pony.
Jay Bates says, Mac is the firework. Yeah, no, Mac, I just discovered that I can do that on my computer now. So, kind of cool. Do that. And when I do one thumbs up, it does a thought bubble thumbs up. But when I put a thumbs down, oh, there it is. So it does do the thought bubble down. I wonder if that's used for like when you're on group calls and stuff and you don't want to say something and be like, all right, anybody thumbs up?
It's just another way for them to sell you another something on the phone.
They didn't sell it to me because I didn't even know about it. But the hand hearts are cool. You're just over there jealous that you can't do it.
I can, but I'm not able to do it. I don't think my hands are the right size. They're used to little demure, little petite hands, and these big hands. I just don't think they actually fit the algorithm.
Yeah, sure, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Max says the former EVP of production.
Oh.
There you go. It says I don't have a hand register for hot dog fingers. Oh, there you go. Oh, but yours turns into like a mane.
What?
It didn't like when mine does it. It only does it behind me. Yours, it was doing it all in front of you too.
They don't want me to have a cigar in my hand.
Something in my teeth.
I'm sitting there wondering why you're picking your teeth on camera, dude.
I keep seeing it slightly on the camera, or looks like I got like a thing there. So I was like,
I think it's a shadow.
I think it is a shadow.
All them teeth and no toothbrush.
I got a toothbrush that's right on the back of my sink.
You know, the statistic is that when you pee in a toilet as a fella, urine can jump like 8 feet in a little mist. And so if you have your toothbrush near your toilet,
It's not near my toilet. It's by my sink.
is your sink 8 feet from your toilet?
No, but my toilet and sink aren't on the same level.
It jumps like ticks, like fleas. It splatters.
Brian says, anyone had the Volstead yet? Will it kick me in the face like most Roma's catalog? No. The whole Intemperance line is a pretty reduced, muted line for Roma. So I don't think it's going to... The Volstead's no... Okay, what's something that I...
You smoked a Volstead, haven't you?
Yeah, I've smoked a bunch of them. I'm trying to think of what I know that Brian smokes that... Yeah, no, Volstead, you're going to be fine with Volstead. Yeah, you'll be... George Hand says, hey, Big Hands, good to see you. You weren't supposed to tell him my nickname, George. Sim says, in tonight's episode, we will explore the mystery of Jumping P. The Whiskey Rebellion did not knock you down. Brian, I don't believe that.
So you're telling him it did not?
I mean, I trust Brian, but I thought... I mean, Brian, you can smoke Liga, right? The Volstead's not any hard hitter than a Liga.
Who says Chief?
Christy says, Chief, what are a few cigars you like? Well, this was my number one cigar of 2023. This is the Dumbarton Tobacco and Trust Papa Saka. This is the Mi Querida Black. Not to be confused with the Saka Khan, which was good, but I didn't love it. But this Papa Saka, absolutely love. The El Pulpo from Artesano del Tobacco is a fantastic cigar as well. The Roma Craft Volstead is probably my most favorite cigar from Roma Craft. Now I have not had yet the
Quintanero.
Yeah, I've not had that one yet. I've not had that one yet. But the Intemperance Whiskey Rebellion was my favorite Roma for a very long time. Drew Estate, favorite cigars, they come out of the Undercrown Maduro line. Bless you. Undercrown Maduro line. Love all of the Liga Privada. My favorite international cigars, probably the Bauhaus out of Drew Estate. But not too far off would be the Selección de Mercado. That's a good cigar, too.
I think the Rabbit was good, too.
I like the Year of the Ox a lot.
I didn't like the Year of the Ox.
What are some other cigars that I really like?
Senator.
The Senator from Foundation. Most anything out of Foundation. Senator, the Olmec Claro, the Matapa Claro, the Havana Seed Tabernacle, the Blue Mucho Raton. Really, really appreciate that cigar a lot. Bobo says, I love the Whiskey Rebellion. Brian says, my beard isn't big enough, I guess. Yeah, you gotta up the beard in the mustache game to really embrace the Roma. Jay Bates, Whiskey Rebellion, maybe on an empty stomach. I don't know. I don't think I've ever. Now, you start getting into the Cro-Magnons and the Neanderthals, the Kraft. I had an unbanded. Well, I think they're all unbanded. I don't know which year it was, but it was a Roma Craft Segundo. So like they're what they call the seconds. Smoked one of those today on my ride over here. And it was a pretty stout cigar. Enjoyed it. Roma Craft, for the majority though, is a very heavy stout line.
Full. You're gonna taste it.
So, Brian, if this is the first time Chief accuses you of being a liar, then you join an illustrious club. Where does Crowns rate? I don't know. I've never had a Crowns.
Look, that Crowns is legit. It tastes like straight up cherry pipe tobacco.
Ronnie Augustine says the Year of the Rat was solid. The Year of the Rat's good. And then Max says that there's no better cigar for 60 cents.
Now I'll tell you what, Ronnie. I know. If Ronnie had to pick one Drew Estate cigar, it would be the Leather Rose. That boy is the Leather Rose hound. Boxes on boxes.
It's a good cigar.
It's,
I don't smoke
it's a
it
great
lot.
cigar. I like it.
I don't smoke it a lot. It's a good cigar. Yeah, if I had to label off some infused stuff, the Plush, the Leather Rose, Sweet Jane,
Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented
no, that's
in
not.
Safari style.
No, if I'm doing the Family Reserve, I'm doing it Churchill normal regular style. What else? The Postani War Bear, that New World Dorado. We were talking about it earlier. That's a really good cigar. I think I said the Artisanal del Tobacco El Pulpo.
You like the El Baton too?
The El Baton, that's a good cigar.
The Emerald.
Yeah, the Black Diamond Emerald's really good from J.C. Newman. Really enjoyed that cigar.
American.
I'm not a big fan of the American.
I like the
It's a
American.
good cigar, but I have more trouble with the cigar itself than the flavor of the cigar. I've had more that don't smoke great than do smoke great. And to me, that's a little concerning because I have smoked a good handful of those. Brian with the Umbagog, the Umbagosum, the Yumbagog. Scott Diamond with the Pappy.
I love the Pappy.
H99.
H99.
I like all of them, but I love
The Phineas Gage. That's what you love.
No.
Because the Phineas Gage is not like the Papa Fritas H99 because they're different Vitolas. One is a Lonsdale and one is a true Lancero.
They are very alike.
And you can tell by the size just by feeling them and then by smoking them as well.
One of these for you. There it is.
Somebody has yet to do the setup for that test, that scientific test.
Adam Wolf says, we all know Chief only smokes Rocky Patels.
We're going to our list tonight of who we wanted to interview at PCA, and we kind of kicked around the idea of maybe
I'll actually read it off. That's actually not a bad idea.
There's 167 exhibitors. Not all cigars. Some are cutters and lighters and stuff. But we're only going to be there for 2 days of the show. We'll be there the day before the show, and then we'll be there for the first 2 days. And then the last half day, we'll be flying home at like 5 o'clock in the morning because I have to work the next day. And so we're only going to have 18 spots.
18 spots at
PCA.
on every hour.
Right.
So there's a chance that maybe somebody says, hey, if you've got some time, swing by.
Like Artisano.
Right. Well, no, not really Artisano.
Ocho
That
Cinco.
was, well, I guess technically that was kind of like Artisano because that was in between shoots. And we were on our way and we still had some time left over to get there. And they said, hey, would you like to do a shoot with us? So I guess you're right.
And Atlanta's ATL Cigars and Ocho Cinco.
Kind of, yeah.
Drunk chicken.
So this year, we currently have 32 people selected. Now, out of these 32, we have an A team and a B team. So because we can only have 19 for sure, 19?
18.
18 for sure interviews, slots. Obviously, almost half of these names aren't going to make it. So we have some names on here that are not like the preferred. It sounds bad to say that, but we also have some shots that we're going to shoot that we probably won't make either. So I'm going to list these off in alphabetical order of the companies that we are interested in. Is Adventura, Aganorsa Leaf, AJ Fernandez, Artisanal del Tobacco, Arturo Fuente, Big Sky, Casa 1910, Case Elegance, Cavalier, Cigar in a Bottle, Coles of London, which is the distributor for SD DuPont, Crown Heads, Crux, Drew Estate, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, Espinosa, Foundation Cigar Company, General Cigar Company, Hoot & Young, J.C. Newman, Hoya de Nicaragua, Karen Berger, My Father Cigars, Oliva Cigars, Padron, Peter James, Placencia, Quality Importers, Rabbit Air, Rocky Patel, Roma Craft, and Villiger Cigars North America.
And we're going to have some neat overflow. Hopefully, I haven't asked Mac this yet, so I'll ask Mac on screen. I will be doing a PCA After Dark every night for 3 nights. The night before PCA, and then the first 2 days of PCA, I'll be doing like a live show. And I'm hoping, since Mac Bergson's going to be at PCA,
and move your microphone closer to you, will you?
And hopefully, better.
Well, they're saying that there's an echo, and I imagine it's because they're catching the feedback from your phone. And
so hopefully, Mac Bergson will be so kind as to come on at least one night and be a guest host with me on the craziness of PCA After Dark with Bob the Cigar Guy. And hopefully we'll be able to have some extra content. I plan to go see if I can swipe things from other people's booths, and of course I'll return them. But kind of show you some of the neat stuff that you don't get to see all the time, or maybe some stuff that's coming out new that you haven't seen that I can kind of talk about. And it's going to be I think it's going to be a neat show. I hope so. It'll be sponsored by Villiger.
Mac Bergson says, I didn't hear Swisher International. Swisher's not listed on the PCA
They're not.
trade show thing. Max says, of course, if Chief promises to be nice. I don't even know if I'll
Chief's not going to be there.
I mean, I might be there, but I'm not going to be on stream with
Chief's not on the show.
Yeah, this is a Bob the Cigar Guy live.
Yeah, I'm doing something different because Chief's going to be networking and doing some other stuff. And so this is just something I kind of wanted to do. I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be, nobody else does it. And so I think it would be interesting content that people that don't get to go to PCA will be able to see some of the fun stuff.
I think one of the things that kind of lends to our benefit is we're at a hotel that has a smoking area. And so hopefully we'll be able to access the Wi-Fi from out there, so we won't have to worry about your phone. But I think when we were in Vegas last year, we never had phone signal issues except in the building.
And if somebody comes walking by, y'all know me. If I see somebody walking by and I think they'd be good to sit down and chat with me, I will call them over right in the middle of, hey, come sit down for a minute, let's talk. So who knows what's going to be on that show? It's going to be interesting. Chief might be hanging around. He might come plop down.
Might have no other option,
and we'll do some talking. And
the show may be just that boring that they need an actual talent on the stream.
You know, that's possible. That's because you are the looker of the channel. So.
Yeah. Jezrun, Ronnie, and Jay Bates, thank you for all hitting the like button over on Facebook. Greatly appreciate that. Scott Diamond as well. Matt Burke says Swisher International is going cloak and dagger, but we will be there.
Well, we will have time for Mac.
No,
Bergson.
I'm excited. You know, on my list. Well, now, did I say Left and Lawn?
No.
Are they on the list? Are they there?
No, because I didn't see them. Unless they got some other funky name.
Maybe they might be going with Oliva. I probably need to message Left and Lawn and ask them if they're going to be at PCA.
Probably so. And Steven rides with the Deadly Breakfast Club. And so I think they're going to get together and figure out how to take over the cigar world for media.
Heck
and
yeah.
so there's probably going to be some of that going on. And I'm not a member of the of the Deadly Breakfast Club. I've been told that I'm not allowed to be a part of the Deadly Breakfast Club, so that somebody can have a safe space. I'm not going to say who, but he's got a black shirt on, Carhartt hat, glue-on beard.
John Weiss says he's got some El Pulpo coming in the mail based off of your review. I need to screenshot that and send it to the boys at El Pulpo and say, look, we got a... Brian says there are a few brands that are exhibiting but haven't seen them on the list either. So I have to, because I'd really like to see the Left and Lawn boys again. I'm hoping that every time I walk around the trade floor, I'm wearing this bad boy. It's also super, useful being there.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the weather hasn't been super cold the past week
Can
and a
you
half or
bring
so.
that with you to Vegas?
Well, we're taking a check bag, so I'll just put it in there. I'll put that in there, tripods and all that kind of stuff in there too. Brian says Wildfire Cigar said he would be there, but didn't see them listed. Oh, you're right. I didn't see Wildfire there.
Total Flame's not there either.
Mac Bergson says, BTCG, let's start our own club, the Warfighter Cigar Club. We might have to fight Warfighter Cigar for that, since that is a brand. You could call it Crash Tank Driver Club. Or you could join forces with Jay Bates and just call it the Garage Door Compendium.
We could actually call it Flag Should Only Be Flown at Half Staff for the Right Reasons Club.
Sammy Flo says Bob's looking forward to the TSA check.
Oh, no.
Brian says Uncle Bob is an honorary member. Sammy Flo saying hi to Mac Bergson all the way from Facebook. But no, I'm excited because our hotel now I say I'm excited about the hotel having a smoking area, but there's going to be other cigar smokers at the hotel most likely. So who's to know how much real estate there's going to be out there to smoke cigars. We might also, now that we're thinking about this, or I'm thinking about this, we might need to bring our own ashtray.
I thought about that. And instead of bringing my own ashtray, I was just going to bring like a half a roll of aluminum foil and just
throw it away every night.
Just throw it away every night and just make my own, that's
not a bad idea.
That's country right there, right?
Not a bad idea. Not a great idea.
Or bring a roll of duct tape and make a little duct tape boat for
Max says, noted anti-disabled veteran chief.
So Max, did you commit to be a guest host at least one night on the show? I'm gonna get you to commit or deny with witnesses.
Sammy Flo says he likes the idea. Now, Mac, we do have, and I know I have one in my truck. I don't know if we have any more in the studio, but I've got that Romacraft cup.
I've got one or two.
Ashtray.
It's so small. We'd be smoking too many cigars.
Yeah. I guess the real hard part about the cigars is like if you've got a, lit butt, right? A lit nub of a cigar, you can tap your ash off on the ground, in the dirt or in the grass or sand. And I don't know. Maybe they have fake grass there. I don't know.
Well, usually everybody buys a mixed drink or something, or has a bottle of water.
Well, that's what we do at Barn Smokers.
You cut the top off of it,
get a bottle,
drop
a cup of water, and then use that.
So, but you know what? That's another good thing I need to look out for when I'm acquiring things off the PCA floor. Get an ashtray.
Dan Bird says he had to step away here for a second because his son brought home a new pew pew.
All right.
But no, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the smoking ability at the hotel. There's going to be a good handful of the Deadleaf Breakfast Club guys who are going to be in Vegas. I think we're currently sitting at 6 or 7 right now.
That's a lot.
With the possibility of another 2 that I'm in contact with at the moment. So there could be a good now. Not all of them are going to be at the same hotel. How
many members are in the Deadleaf Breakfast Club?
20.
So that's almost half.
Almost.
Y'all need to be voting on things and doing some business.
I'm not high enough in the Deadleaf Breakfast Club to make that decision. Brian is. But no, Photos de Puros, who usually shows up in the show every once in a while. Actually, I think he's been to every show this year so far. If not during the show, after the show, because he wasn't here for the Dumbarton Girls show, but he watched it afterwards. He's going to be at our hotel.
Brian will?
No, Mike. Brian. I don't think he's booked his hotel yet.
Well, Brian's a mover and shaker in Deadly Breakfast Club,
He
right?
said he's moving and shaking. Him and Justin are both admins of the Deadly Breakfast Club.
So how much fun would it be if the Deadly Breakfast Club made a T-shirt that said "Honorary Uncle DLBC," and then I got to wear it on the show with Steven sitting next to me? That'd be epic.
Well, it would have to be presented to you by an admin, so you've got to talk to Justin or Brian. Brian says he's not booked a hotel yet.
Seats are going fast.
He could drive if he wanted to.
Well, we got 2 beds in the room. Steven would take the floor.
No, they're queen size. He and I can share a bed. Brian's small, so
But there ain't a bed big enough for both of us to have to sleep on together.
no, because we're both large people.
I don't care if it was a California King,
Oh, we could share California King.
because you play that stupid white noise stuff, and it's just
I have to.
God, it's awful. All night
It's
long.
rain, and you can't hear it because you fall asleep within 16 seconds of your head hitting the pillow, and it's just.
I don't snore. I don't snore. I dream that I'm a motorcycle.
Yeah. Brian says, I think it's the first time in my whole life that anyone's ever called me small. You're a small fellow. Matt Burson says, I'll rent him a bed at a reasonable rate.
And you could also get a Milwaukee backpack with that as well.
I think Mike did say that he had 2 beds in his room, so maybe Brian ends up cuddling in the same room with Mike. And that would put us at the same hotel. I'm not going to make these decisions for them or even here on a live stream.
It's fun. It's going to be a fun day, a fun weekend. It's going to be busy.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Well, I'm looking forward to, because like I was telling you earlier, I made that that spreadsheet for our PCA show schedule.
Yeah.
And we get in on that Thursday, and we land in Vegas on Thursday at 1:30, and then we've got that whole rest of the day to just do whatever, smoke, hang out, go see stuff, eat food, whatever. And then Friday, we can go and get our badges and then wait around until all the event stuff starts. But there's no interviews on that day.
Right.
At all.
I have a show that night, so I hope the PCA party is not during the show, but if it is,
If you can do your show at any time.
Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and I really want to make.
You might could do your show before the PCA party, because we just need to look at the PCA schedule, and
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be content people are going to want to see. I honestly do. I think it's going to be a hoot. And I want to make sure that I schedule it so every night at the same time, so you can kind of make plans to do it. I'm going to start promoting it probably.
One of the things you and I talked about into March, one of the things that you and I talked about, or I talked to you about, was with live streams, we've got to think, if you do a live stream at 8:15 p.m. West Coast time, it's 11:15 East Coast time. So
yeah, but it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So people are up Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They ain't got to work.
But still, some people do. Some people work on, work the weekend.
That's true, but the majority of people.
But you got to think, if you do a live stream at 5 o'clock, if you're wanting to get a live stream between the 8 and 9 o'clock hours on East Coast time, you've got to do a live stream, 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's not going to happen because PCA ends at 5. So then we got to go back to the room and get set down and set up and this and that. And it's PCA after dark. So I'm thinking 8 o'clock Vegas time is what I'm leaning on. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So it might be late.
After
So,
dark.
Yeah.
Well, you got like a month and 2 weeks.
Cigar Coop does it at midnight Vegas time. He had Steve Saka on the first night. He had a couple other people on the other nights, but he does it's more of an interview kind of setup than what I'm thinking of doing. But he does his at midnight because all the big manufacturers are taking all their big clients out and for dinner and drinks and stuff like that. And so trying to get somebody to come on at 8 o'clock at night is not really going to happen.
Max says it was weird watching Chief Talk at 5 p.m. last week. Weird when Chief talks during the daytime.
That is
working
kind of
hours. That's like Chris Duque when he watches. He's an additional. He's like 6 hours away, or 6 time zones away.
Yeah.
So when he cuts on Chief Talk, it's midday Chief Talk or midday Thursday for him. Now obviously he's retired, but it's kind of weird. Like all the guys in the Deadly Breakfast Club, it's funny. A lot of us have set up our phones to cut off notifications at certain times based on our local time.
Mm-hmm.
Because if all the boys are popping off at 8 p.m. Eastern time, it's midnight or later,
right.
For the guys who are in Scotland, Germany, and all that stuff. But then it's fun because we've got a couple guys like Brian and Mike. They're over in California. And then when it's getting late for them, all the guys in Europe are waking up.
Right.
Or the guy in Australia has already been awake. And so they're having, their nighttime and their good morning conversations, and I'm in sleepy band. So I had to cut the notifications off of my phone too because it was like, burr, burr, burr. So we got a couple guys on the East Coast who aren't married and don't have kids, so they're up late too. So they'll be on there chit chatting away. It's pretty civilized. But yeah, that's one thing that I had mentioned to you that we needed to think about was the time zone difference.
Right.
Which really sucks for travel, man, because getting there is great. We're going to get there super early in the day, land at 1:30. And then when we come back, we have to take off at super early in the morning, and we land here, way afternoon in Greenville.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking about the
Pew
Draco. Love that style for hunting. It's great for what's around here. Love it. I love the AK platform. Dare I even prefer over the AR platform? You un-American.
Now,
man.
when I was in Recon and when we would go out to spend some time with people from other countries, my weapon, my primary weapon was an AK frame. It was modified, but it was an AK, and I can say this now because I've been out for so long. The Geneva Convention says that you can't pick up a weapon or pick up any ammunition from your enemy. It's a crime against war or whatever they call it, war crimes. You're not allowed to do that. And I said, well, you know what? I'm going to let them carry my ammunition if
I'd rather be put in war crime jail than dead.
Right. Judged by 12 than carried by 6. And so I carried an AK. That was my primary weapon. And I'm very familiar with that platform, and I like it. If you get a good AK and it's yours and you've trained on it, it's very effective. But now there's something to be saying with an AR where you can reach out and touch somebody at 600, 700 yards. That's pretty impressive as well. And that's before all the new modifications and furniture. I still have a problem with buying a rifle that doesn't have sights on it when you buy it.
My AR had the front sight built in, integrated in.
Yeah, but you got your Picatinny rail across the top, and you have to put your sight and stuff on there. Most of them come where you have to buy. I still like the charging handle and the iron sights. If I'm going with a AR, evidently Palmetto State Armory sells them around here at
They
a
make
reasonable
them,
price. Yeah. So,
Yeah, they make their own AR and AK platforms from Palmetto State Armory.
so if I was ever going to get an AR, I think I would have it with the iron sights and the charging handle, the carry handle.
I like my AR, but not as accurately. But when it going back to PCA and cigar talk, I am a little bit bummed that we're not there for that last full day, because we're missing a day and a half of what we had last year. They already took away the half day. I kind of wish like the trade show was Friday, Saturday, Sunday instead of Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I feel like that kind of flows better. That's one. I mean, yes, technically Sunday starts your calendar week, but Sunday's part of the weekend. Monday's first day of the week.
I'll be interested to see what happens in New Orleans next year.
Well, that's one thing that I was gonna to piggyback off of with the whole time zone thing is going next year with New Orleans. It's only 1 hour time zone difference.
We can drive.
We can
Carry all sorts of stuff.
Theoretically, we can drive, but that was a 13-hour drive.
So
that was a lot of drive.
So
you got to sit the whole time.
You sat the whole time too. You didn't stand and drive, did you?
You got to cry. You got to sleep.
You didn't stand and drive, did you? You sat.
You got to sleep. Actually, I didn't drive to New Orleans. You did. I drove on the way back. No, Shannon did, because the rental car was in her and Mom's name. So that's when you had that little X2.
3.
Or X. No, it wasn't. It was X1.
No, 3.
It wasn't an X3.
I never had an X1. I had an X3.
It wasn't an X3.
I had an X3 Motorsport.
No, it wasn't an X3.
Same one we took to Kentucky.
It was not an X3.
Then it was.
It was an X2.
No, I never had an X2.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I had 3 Series. I had a 3 Series Grand Coupe, and I had an X3.
No, it was an X2.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
I promise you it wasn't.
I know it was.
You don't.
Because it had the badge right by the C-pillar on the side.
That's an X3.
X2.
It was an X3.
Look it up on your computer. What you want to bet on it?
I don't know what year we had that car.
What you want to bet
What
on
year did we have that car?
That'd have been 2019. What you want to bet on it, player? You've never had an X3. You've never had an American-made vehicle.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Boy.
It was an X2.
It wasn't. Because I took it to Taylor Dragon.
X2.
Nope.
And if you took the Taylor Dragon car, that was when you had the small car, the little 3 Series, whatever it was.
It was the X3.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Mm-mm.
That's what we took. Oh, dang it. Stupid. That's the car we took.
No, it's not.
That's the car we took to Kentucky.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
I guarantee it's not.
Don't make me have your mom come out here.
It's not.
It was an X3.
That's not it.
I have never leased an X2.
Yes, you have. It was your first car you ever leased.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
It was I got a 3 Series Grand Coupe.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I did. But you know what? People don't want to hear us argue about an X3.
Dan Burns says we best stop. Don't want the washers to ding Bob and Chief. Brian says my Sega might not be as accurate than my AR, but that could also be due to using some janky brown bear. I'm getting to, but no, we're not flying to New Orleans either.
Right, we're not flying New Orleans. You said it.
No, we're not driving to New Orleans. We're flying to New Orleans. That's if we even get to go. You know, we're counting our eggs for that.
That's true.
Don't want to do that.
No.
Especially because I'll catch the blame for it.
Yes.
But with that, flights will be way better time wise and
Price wise.
I wonder. I don't know if Greenville flies direct to
New
New
Orleans
Orleans
or
or
not.
not.
I don't either.
It'll be interesting though because I can't remember now. It's not like I pay attention to this every time I go into a large city, where a convention center would have been in New Orleans.
When we got off the big bridge and it was open swampy, it was on the right hand side and it had a seahorse or something like that as a big statue. It was an old building. It was an old white building on the right hand side when we came in.
Well, that doesn't sound great. An old white building.
No, it was an old white building. Reminded me of the TD Convention Center. But evidently they've loosened up restrictions on smoking because that's one of the reasons they canceled going to New Orleans back in the day is because they said it was such an anti-smoking culture.
Dan Brent says, I wonder if I can get my boss to make cigar ice picks like Chief is using. This is just the Zycar tool, but it was getting a little hot from my fingers. They'd be cheap too. Sell them. No, if William Henry wants to buy a sponsorship spot on Chief Talk, we are open for another sponsorship spot.
Absolutely.
Drew Estate, as always, and Zycar. Because if you go to Zycar.com and you find anything you like on Zycar's website, and you want to check out, save yourself 15% by using the code Chief Talk, all one word and in capitals, to get yourself a nice 15% discount.
I had a guy reach out to me a couple 3 days ago. Said, "Do y'all still have a code with Calibri?" And I said, "No, sir." I said, "But if you go to Zycar and I told him about the Chief Talk code, and he goes, 'You switched from Calibri?' LOL." And I said, "Well, no, I still use Calibri, but Zycar's got good stuff as well." And Zycar said they wanted to sponsor us.
They want to sponsor the channel, so like I said, well, I don't use Calibri as much as I was using it like a couple of weeks ago since my lighter got stolen out of my truck when it got broken into.
Your lighter looked a lot like this one, except it was green.
It was green. It's kind of humorous. So Facebook does a thing where, like, if you've seen a post but didn't interact with a photo on that post from days prior, it'll say Stephen Finley added a photo to his post. So I keep getting people like laughing emojis and reacting like I was an idiot because one of the pictures that I posted when somebody broke into my truck is the back glass being broken in the woods in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that I threw a piece of wood into the back of the truck instead of it being connected to the post entirely.
That's funny.
But no, it kind of gives me a chuckle every time when somebody goes and reacts to it or comments on it. It's like, if you only saw the whole post,
you'd know.
Mac Bergson says BTCG buying cars like I buy underwear. What a baller!
Yeah.
Mac's got the Costco underwear department on lockdown.
That's the lease program for working at the car mill. So I don't get to keep them. But right now I'm in a 3 Series 320, I think it is. Nice little car. Good gas mileage.
Cute little pick 'em up.
460 miles to the tank. And the tank's about 13, 14 gallons. So it's not a bad car. Got some good pickup. And there's dead air.
Dead air. No, I had something pop up on my phone. I was checking it out while you were talking about your underwear or Mac's underwear. But no, that'll do it for the show. We are the second weekend of February, so we've got 2 or 3 left.
Did Mac ever commit?
I don't know. Did he? did he commit to coming on the show? I mean, I told you, he and I talked about it on. So we got 3 more Thursdays this month. We got 5 Thursdays before we go to Vegas. Now, are we going to do a Chief Talk in Vegas since we'll be there that Thursday night? I don't know.
I don't either.
It's a possibility.
Not probable though.
I mean, we're taking a check bag, so we'll have the tripods, and I can bring a.
No, I'm just thinking about
webcam.
you're going to want to go to Steak and Shake or whatever that is, In and Out.
In and Out.
In and Out.
No, I'm going to In and Out when my boys are there to help me order In and Out. They're not going to be there till Friday.
Oh.
So, I want to go to In and Out bad. It's just because we don't have it over here.
Right.
I mean, it's not really anything that special. It's just we don't have it over here.
It's like Tommy Z with the Bo Biscuits.
Max said that he committed multiple times.
Good deal. All right.
Well, with that, we're going to fizzle out the show and make sure that you're in tune with Chevette Report. We had a few press releases come out this week. And I'm sure as TPE has fully dwindled off now and PCA is about to ramp up in a month and a half, 5 weeks, well, 6 weeks, right? 1, 2, 3, 6 weeks. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. So ChevetteReport.com. I'm getting out all the press releases that come to my email, and we'll be back next week talking more cigars, smoking more cigars, and having lots of fun. So we see you all, and as always, keep smoky, stay safe, and don't do anything the Chief wouldn't do without parental supervision. Bye-bye. Have you checked out ChevetteReport.com? It's the newest cigar media outlet to keep you in the know with all things cigar lifestyle related. From press releases to reviews, we have it all covered. Be some of our first members to join ChevetteReport.com and be a part of the next step in the cigar culture. ChevetteReport.com. Time to relax. Whew. Man, I'm beat. Whew. What are you doing? What are you doing here? Show's over. Go home. Go home. Show's over. What are you waiting for? You waiting for another show? This is a 1-ticket entry. Go. Bye. Go. Go. Go.